Following a horrific terror attack at the French weekly satirical newspaper Charlie Hebdo in early 2015, the art of political cartooning entered into common discussion at a level not previously seen. Often dismissed as trite, silly, or crude, political cartoons are actually an extremely powerful form of protest art. We'll have a look at the evolution of political cartooning in the Western world in this episode of Fortifact, a razor-sharp pen. Political cartoons as a genre of art can be separated into some component parts: a caricature or surreal juxtaposition, a comment on topical issues, and a witty concept that ties the two previous things together. Throw in some iconic symbols, and you have a powerful statement. Caricature, or the art of depicting a person in an exaggerated manner, has ancient roots. Some of the earliest examples we have date from the Roman city of Pompeii in 79 BCE. This ancient caricature of a politician could have been drawn yesterday. The Italian polymath Leonardo da Vinci delighted in the grotesque, and it was from the Italian caricare, which means exaggeration, that we derived the word caricature. The tradition of satirically commenting on topical issues got started in the early 18th century with the English polymath William Hogarth. Mainly a painter by trade, Hogarth popularized the idea of using illustration to moralize against the sins of the day. By the late 1700s, editorial cartoons were becoming increasingly understood as a new and influential political tool. In fact, American founding father Benjamin Franklin was an early adopter, creating a cartoon extolling colonial unity that is still used today. Following the French Revolution in 1789, editorial cartooning really began to take off, again in England, with its great exponents James Gillray and Thomas Rowlandson. In 1843, a satirical British magazine called Punch debuted. The publication was scathing in its mockery of the rich, powerful, and brought the term cartoon into its modern usage as a non-realistic drawing. By the end of the 19th century, newspapers in many countries featured political cartoons. Throughout the 20th century, editorial cartooning continued evolving into simpler forms that relied more on witty, biting punchlines than realistically drawn images. Interestingly, famed children's book author Dr. Seuss freelanced as a political cartoonist during World War II. With the invention of the internet at the end of the 20th century, journalism changed radically, as much of the profit margin collapsed into the preferences of a digital generation whose expectation for online content is that it is free. In 1995, there were over 200 professional staff cartoonists earning a living in American newspapers. In 2015, there are about 50. And yet, those few are reaching and affecting larger audiences than ever, aligning with an increasing cohort of freelance artists that are not tied to any specific organization. What the future holds for political cartooning is as yet uncertain, but this powerful art form is unlikely to disappear anytime soon.